All right, what's going on, Z community? It's me, Tamer Azizz, and today we're going to be doing something completely different because we're bringing in a guest speaker. I want you guys to just give a huge round of applause to Justin from Local Channel Trading. Justin, give it away, man.
How's it going, guys? It's nice to be here. Super excited to share some value with you guys today in day trading and the Z community.
Awesome. Justin, just give everybody a little brief overview on kind of what you do before we start going into this segment.
Alrighty, so me, I'm a day trader. I've been day trading for the last 5 years, full time for like 3.5 years now. I run a YouTube channel called Localchannel Trading where you see me trade live, recap videos, and a whole bunch of trading content. If you're interested in that, today, I'm looking to share a lot of value when it comes to this topic, and let's get right into it.
Awesome. Now, before we start, because the thing is, I have a couple of questions for you.
Yeah.
But before that, I wanted to ask you if there were 3 things that you would advise any single new day trader coming into the market, what would you tell them?
3 pieces of advice. So the first thing that I think is really crucial, which people don't actually know, is using a demo account. So a lot of people go in there, thinking that they can make money and throw their money out in there and eventually lose it, of course, because they don't know what they're doing. So I recommend using a demo account where you can practice, see what kind of skills you have, see if you can actually make money, right, without putting that real capital. And once find success there, then you can go out and open a real account. So the other piece of advice that I'd also advise is mentorship. Seek mentorship. Of course, we think we could do everything by ourselves, but a mentor is really gonna have that guided path for you, right? Especially in this industry, there's so much junk and bias out there, right, when you're trying to learn to trade. So a mentor will help weed out some of those junk and put you on a clear path, like I said. And the third piece of advice that I would advise for you guys would be to focus on trading psychology. So I'm a fan of trading psychology in general. The reason why you hear people say 90% of traders lose money is because the lack of trading psychology, right? So trading psychology will help help with emotions, recognizing what emotions are present and really keep you away from those basic beginner losses that people take just because of the lack of awareness on their own personal emotions. So that will be like a game changer when going into day trade.
Awesome, man. I kind of wanted to touch up on trading psychology a little bit. So when it comes down to that trading psychology, like, what do you mean exactly by that?
So say if we're looking, we want to get in to make money, right? So some people go in trying to look money and they get greed, emotion comes up, right? And instead of selling for their profit when they made profit, they're holding on for more, right? And eventually the trade drops down and they're in the loss, right? Instead of taking out their profits. Super common for day traders, right? Beginner day traders. So that's just a small aspect of it. Of course, there's more the fear of missing out, right? FOMO is a common one that people hear. They want to get into a trade, right? The trade's already leaving without them. They jump in late, trade goes down, right? That's really the trading psychology. Of course, there's more, and the more you practice, this is why I said demo account, right? So you can kind of bring these emotions to surface, so that they're present and you know how to deal with them, so they don't cause you any losses.
100%. I couldn't have said it better myself, man. Especially when I used to day trade, it was always like, I think that was my biggest hurdle, just trying to overcome that trading psychology. So well said.
For sure.
Now, I wanted to kind of segue into this very first question that I had in mind. As the pandemic started and even until where we are right now, day trading has been on the rise. Problem is that there's a lot of Forex people getting into them, trying to, You know exactly
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
know
meaning.
exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, I can break it down for you. Yeah, so like I said, I've been trading for 5 years now, right? And being a Canadian, being from Canada, when I was looking for information, right, there's no information anywhere, right? So personally, myself, I had to go out to the States and get an education, warrior trading pro course I took, right? And that's in the United States because there's nothing in Canada. So quite recently, when the pandemic first started, right? You'd see a whole bunch of, these new traders getting into the field, right? And a whole bunch of Forex people. So of course, I personally wanted to, connect with these people. And instantly what I came across was, these people aren't really traders, right? They're having more marketing in their platform than actual trading, right? So that was quite frustrating because there's people trying to claim that they're trading and they're not really trading. And it's for people who are looking to get into trading and stuff, right? It's just more noise, right? That's not where you're going to actually find out how to trade successfully, right? That's not the clear path. So that's my kind of opinion on when it comes to that whole forex hype and stuff. Want you guys to be aware. I'm pretty sure you came across this quite a few times, but yeah, I'm not one of those.
So Justin, to follow up on that, tell me,
Yeah.
like, how can a new day trader, how can they distinguish between somebody who's on the scamming side of things and like an actual, like the real deal, basically? How do you differentiate between that?
Yeah, so the first thing I like to tell people is trading in itself is a skill, right? A lot of these groups and stuff, they're selling signals, and they want to do it for you. Basically, you don't have to do anything. You're not really learning anything. If you're not really learning anything, then that should send you some warning signs, right? This is a profession. This is not no get rich quick scheme, right? You actually have to develop the necessary skills to be successful when it comes to trading. So just that awareness of not having someone doing flip your money or send you signals where to enter and exit. Because if you take it in, if someone's sending you a signal to enter at a specific price, right, because they entered, you're gonna enter late, obviously, because prices move fast when you're trading, right? So you're entering late. Also, they send you a signal to sell, right? Of course, you're gonna be late even more. So you don't have the potential to get 100% of that capability, right? You get cut down a lot, so it just doesn't make any sense. It's better to learn the skill and be able to make money for yourself.
You know what those schemes kind of reminds me of?
But
Have you ever played RuneScape, like
yeah.
back in the day? Dude, when people first start off in Lumbridge and then
Oh
there's
my
that
God.
scam where it's like, yo, follow me to the wilderness and I'll get you cash or some shit?
Yeah, you follow them and there it
Dude.
goes. Yeah, that's exactly what it's like, right? Can be deceiving. He shows up in full rune plate armor.
It's game over, man. No, that was some good valuable stuff, man. Now, kind of straying away from now that we know the differences between
Yeah.
the scammers and the real deal. When it comes down to the types of account that you could actually day trade within Canada, what would you say are the best type of accounts?
For sure. So personally, I'll walk you through what I kind of use. So I use a margin account. What a margin account is, it allows you to take more capital. So say if I have $10,000 in my trading account, I'm able to trade with $30,000, right? So it gives you leverage. So that's one account type. In Canada, we also have access to a tax-free savings account, but I don't recommend you trading in there because you'll get charged, or you can be fined for capital gains, right? 50% of your profits. So yeah, that's not the best one. I recommend for day trading. There's also cash accounts, and there's RSVPs, RSP, long-term investing and retirement accounts. I don't recommend you trading in that either. The ones for day trading you want to stick to are cash accounts or margin accounts.
I agree with you on that, and even something to throw in for the Z community as well. If the CRA does catch you day trading within a TFSA, they're going to do one of two things. Number one, they're probably gonna charge you as if it's all business income,
Mm-hmm.
or they're just gonna take away your entire TFSA privileges.
Oh,
So
really?
so say goodbye to any tax-free gains, essentially.
Wow.
That's awesome, man. Now, because I used to day trade too, and there was a lot of hype around screeners. Now, first things first, I kind of want you to break down what screeners are, and maybe a screener that you would recommend for new day traders out there.
For sure. So basically, if you're coming into trading the stock market, what are you gonna trade, right? And that's basically what a screener is to help you figure out. So screener helps you put in, filter, right, different variables, whether it's price or volume, right, to figure out and hone down into what kind of stocks you're looking for. So the most common screener for day trading would be a gap scanner, and basically what that is every day, say if you're looking at the S&P 500, the market, and you're looking at the chart and you're wondering why you see a spaces in between them, right, from where they open and close, that's a gap. So gap scanner would be set to like 4%, right? So it shows you all the stocks gapping up at least 4%, right? So every day in the stock market there's stocks going up 100-200%. One of these gap scanners, you just filter it to the highest gapper, right? And it shows you this stock is up 200%, right? So that helps you, that's a scanner you're using to find those stocks to be trading. The scanner which I use, I actually there's multiple that I use throughout my career so far. Most expensive one, the pros use, is Trade Ideas. Yeah, that one's like $1,000. There's other ways to get scanners for free, of course, which I'll walk you through right now, which would be, your broker. Your broker would be the first place to look, right? So I use Questrade. They have screeners in there that allow you to filter and stuff. Unfortunately, it's not the best. It is free. As well as one that I recommend, which is also free, that is actually really good, is in TraderView charting. So I use TraderView for my charting. They have a free scanner in there, and yeah, that's really good. As well as if you're looking for longer term investment screeners, or I guess you can use for day trading, would be like Finviz.
Justin, here's the thing though, when it comes down to paid screeners and free screeners, is there really a difference in terms of the value that you get from them, or?
So it depends on your trading style and what you're looking for, right? If you're looking for what all the other traders are trading, which is usually what you want to be trading, right? It's not worth the money. You can go out and get those free. Everyone's looking at them, right? So it's not like it's hidden information, so you can get those for free, so it's not worth it there. But if you have like highly advanced strategies where you're looking for specific things, like maybe RSI and a whole bunch of stuff, right? Then those $1,000 scanners. It also comes with other things like backtracking and all that for the Trade Ideas one, at least, that they can justify that $1,000 price tag on there.
So I guess it's just more like the more advanced that you are with your trading, the more likely you should probably invest in a good screener.
Yeah, it's not one thing that's super necessary to have the best screener. I rather it'd be better if you invest in a better broker or your better charts, right? That'll do you more justice.
Nice. Now, you kind of touched up on this a little bit before, but
yeah,
a lot of people say that, like, I think there's like that statistic where it's like 90% of day traders end up losing money.
Yeah.
So is that a myth, or is that the real deal? And maybe if you could tell us about like an experience you've had in the past of that, like, go ahead.
Yeah, so for sure, it's definitely not a myth, because if you think of it, 90% of the people who come into the market, right, they just want to make money, right? And that's greed, right? That's the emotions we are talking about before with the trading psychology, right? And that greed takes over your actions, right? Your emotions are really in the driver's seat at that point, right? So then you don't make the highest quality decisions, and that's why people end up losing money, right? So yeah, that's kind of no myth there. No myth there for sure.
So in order for a new day trader to not be in that 90% of, like, I'm not gonna say losers, but like the people who are in the red,
Yeah.
what specific skills would new day traders need to develop in order to be in that 10% instead?
For sure. So the number one, the most important thing that I'm gonna tell you guys right now is that if you're looking to get into trading, of course, right, you want to focus on trading the charts. If you're good at trading the charts, that will make you money, right? Not that you want money, you're gonna get money, right? If you're good at what you do, the skill of trading, right, then you get paid for it, you get rewarded for it, right? So that's really the key there, and not really the money. So like I said before, what I'd recommend is you develop that trading psychology, right? You need to be in a certain kind of mindset to trade, right? You can't be fearful, you can't be greedy, right? You got to be confident, you got to be aware, right, and disciplined, right, to follow those rules so you can get consistency.
Interesting. So it really all kind of ties back to that same like trading psychology.
Exactly. Exactly.
Do you have any specific resources that you would recommend for new day traders to start looking into in order to develop that trading psychology?
For sure. So like I always recommend, like what you're doing right now, right? YouTube videos, podcasts, of course. Those are great places to look for information, but like I said, you want to develop that awareness so you're not taking in any junk. There's books, Trading in the Zone, that one, psychology, right? It's a trading psychology book. Trade mindfully, right? So you know what you need to look for, you just got to search for it, right? Search trading psychology, and you'll find information on that, so you can start developing. As well as if you check out my channel, I talk a lot about that. I love psychology, and yeah, those are like the best sources out there. As well as, I'll put this in as well, coaching and mentorship. That one is super when it comes to trading psychology, because you get tailored information, right? Remember, everyone's different, everyone doesn't need the same stuff, right? So there's certain things that someone else might see in you that you don't recognize yourself, right? Because it's a challenge, right? You got to develop the skill for that. Mentorship would definitely help you 100%. That's probably like the fastest way, because people can read you and kind of see your habits and see what's going on.
Yeah, and I also feel like an added benefit of mentorship is also it cuts the amount of time and the amount of research you do.
Yeah.
So rather than spending weeks or months or whatever the case may be into research, you have a mentor who's actually showing you the ropes. You're telling them what you're doing. They can kind of correct you and get you to where you want to be, I feel, a lot faster.
For sure. 100%.
Awesome, man. Now, be honest on your channel, because on my channel I get this a lot too.
Yeah, always honest.
Always ask, how much money do you need to day trade?
Simple. I mean, yeah, that's a super common question, even on my channel alone, right? Yeah. Super common question. So the way I look at it is, personally, what I'm able to make, with the minimum that I'm able to use and make, right, this is my own personal, right, would be $1,000. $1,000 I'm able to make $50 to $100 on a trade, right? Not too much, right? Of course, if it depends what you're trading as well. Say if you're trading like cryptocurrencies or forex, where you have a lot more leverage and stuff, you can be trading with a couple $100. But for stock market, $1,000 with leverage, right, that's $3,000 buying power. You're good to go for sure.
Interesting. So does it just kind of depend on the person themselves or their account size, or is there like a guide as to how much you need to trade? Or
so not really, unless, right, depends on the person, right? If you're gonna be trading with $10,000, right? Then you want to be practicing in a simulator to see what you're able to do with that, right? So if you're able to make 100, 200, whatever, right? Depending on what you're trading. But I'm saying the minimum, right, for stocks that I recommend would be $1,000, unless you're going dabbling around in forex and crypto, where you can buy one share, some penny stock, or some Dogecoin.
Dogecoin to the moon, man. Awesome, bro. Now, when it comes down to platforms, I know you said that you used Questrade before, but have there been any other platforms that you've used to day trade here in Canada?
Yeah, so I currently use Questrade. I tried out TradeZero, right? That they're based off in the Bahamas, but you can use them from Canada. Other ones would be IB, International Brokers Canada. People say they're good, but their platform isn't the friendliest, right? It's a little bit looks complicated. Question would be a simpler version for that. And yeah, we don't have too many options for stock trading. Of course, if you're trading other stuff like forex or crypto, there's a whole bunch of stuff out there, because it's not limited to us in Canada.
Yeah, I always felt like there was never love for day traders here in Canada.
Yeah, to be honest. But we're here to spread the love. We got the love out here.
Of course, man. Even when I was trying to do my taxes for this year, it's like I'm trying to look through Canada.ca. I'm like, all right, does it say anything about day trading? And it's like, there's got to be more love for us up here, man. Especially platforms.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like more demand maybe will help once people get into trading and people actually develop the skills, right? So then there's a bigger demand, then we'll get better tools. Or if we move out to the States, personally not on my list, but it's an option.
Oh yeah. So out of those platforms, which ones would you think would be the best for beginners?
Yeah, so for sure I'd recommend Questrade. It's super simple and it works, right? You got all the tools. I use it myself. So yeah, I highly recommend Questrade for you guys. Awesome.
Now, dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. I got some crazy experience with Questrade and IQ Edge, and a lot of people say the same thing.
Really?
They'll say it's slow. Now, for me, I know my computer was like a total it was trash. So it made sense as to why it was slow. But from your experience, have you noticed any speed issues at all with Questrade or
So
IQ Edge?
I actually I hear people saying that, right? That Questrade's slow and stuff, but I don't know about that. I've been using them for 5 years, right? And I feel like, it might be an excuse, right? People need to focus more on their trading skills than, the broker. And this, of course, that plays a part in your trading, but that's not the majority of where your focus should be. Questrade, yeah, their execution speeds not the best in the world, of course, but they're fast. They're like instant. If you put a market order to buy or sell, it gets filled just like that, right? So
oh yeah, 100%. Either focus on the trading itself or just buy a new laptop or something.
Yeah, I would say with Questrade, where they lack though would be when you're trying to look for shorts. So shorting, betting that the market's gonna go down or the stock's gonna go down, right? They're not good on that. Or they're not good for if you're going scalping really quickly, really quick trading. They're not good for that either. They're just hotkeys aren't made for that, and yeah, it's just not one of those. So if you're taking it slow, trading a 5 minute, maybe you could still trade the 1 minute, but market orders, keep it simple. Yeah, I'll definitely do the job for sure.
100%. I noticed that throughout my experience too, because I would literally I would be a couple of minutes and I tried to get out, or even seconds. Questrade never did me justice, man. But
yeah. Man, was it limit order? What kind of order was that?
They were all limit orders, so I feel like that was another thing.
Yeah, that's definitely would be the issue then. A limit orders.
100%, man. Dude, speaking of platforms, indicators are huge in the day trading world. So do you mind telling us what indicators are, and if there's like a specific strategy you could implement with them or something of that nature?
Yeah, for sure. So when you come into trading, you're gonna be bombarded with indicators. There's so many different indicators right out there, and basically what indicators are is they give you an indication on where to enter for a buy, right? Is this a potential buy spot or a sell spot, right? So from the different MACDs, RSIs, and all that out there, what I tell people, the most important thing to do is have a strategy. Each strategy comes with their own, requirements, right? And in those requirements will tell you what indicator you need. So if you're looking at a common bull flag, right? Indicator for a bull flag would be 9 moving average for support, or the 20, and the VWAB. I keep my charts very simple, very clean. I don't have no RSIs, no Bollinger Bands, no MACDs, just 9 moving average, 20 moving average, EMAs exponential moving averages, so 9, 20, and VWAB, and then volume bars at the bottom.
Awesome, man. Can you touch up a little bit more on moving averages, exponential moving averages,
Yeah,
just for people who don't know out there?
for sure. So moving averages, if we're looking at the 9 moving average, right, what that means is it takes the last 9 points of data into its calculation, right, to create a line, right? So if we're looking at a 1 minute chart, it takes the last 1 minute candles, in its formula, and then it creates a line. If you're looking at the 20, same thing. It takes the last 20 points of data, whether you're on a 1 minute, 5 minute, or whatever you're on, and yeah, it creates a line, and people see that and use them as either support or resistance, right? Significant zones, because so many people have them on there, they're seeing these same levels.
I see. So for example, if somebody had a 9 moving average and they're looking at a 1 minute chart, would that line be based off the past 9 minutes of data?
Exactly. If you're looking at the 1 minute chart, exactly, the last 9 points of data.
Awesome. And one more to touch up on moving averages. What's the difference between a regular moving average, or some people like to call a simple moving average, and an exponential moving average?
Yeah. And then I'll also throw in a VWAP too, a volume weighted average price, right? A more technical one. VWAP is really my favorite. So you got the common 9 moving average, right? Simple moving average, last 9 points of data. The exponential one, it in its formula, right? It takes into account the most recent candlesticks, right? More heavily than later ones. So if there's 9 points, it's looking at the last 3 and using those points more heavily into its calculation to what it kind of looks like. What I can explain is it's going to be a little bit tighter to the candles, right, instead of wider from the candle, a little bit tighter to the candles. So that's the difference between a simple, right, for just the plain formula, right, using the last 9 divided, right, and create that line for the price. And then the exponential, it'll be a little bit tighter because it's weighing the most recent candles more heavily. And then going into a VWAB, volume weighted average price, it incorporates the volume. So if there's a high volume candle, right, it's incorporating that spot more heavily than any other spots.
I see. That makes a lot more sense. I think it clarifies the difference. I didn't even know that, to be honest, the difference between them like that.
Yeah. I had to remember.
Awesome, man. No, that's golden, man. Now, I did have one last question for you. Yeah. And this question is basically more targeted towards the Z community.
Okay.
Now, what would you tell everybody out there that's a new day trader? Like one thing to make sure that they avoid wiping out their accounts, making it go from whatever to $0.
All right. Yeah. So what I'd recommend is don't put all your money into one position. Reason why I say this is because you're taking on, a whole bunch of risk once you're putting all your money in. You're trying to bet. Basically, what you're trying to do is bet on this is gonna go up for sure, right? Since you're putting your whole account in there, you're betting that this is gonna go up for sure. Of course, if it does, you're gonna get, a lot of money. But if it doesn't, you're taking on a whole bunch of risk, and you're putting all that capital to risk. So yeah, I definitely don't recommend you put all your capital in one position. Have a plan, right? This is trading not for that one trade. You want to, this to be a sustainable income consistently, right? It's not, you don't want to treat it like the lottery or gambling, or else you're going to get results of people who gamble and, do the lottery, and they're not good. I can tell you that.
100%, man. Now, Justin, did you want to say anything to the Z community before we end the segment off?
Yeah, so I very appreciate being here and sharing this information with you guys. I recommend, like I said, you check out my channel, Localchannel Trading, so you can get, more of that information if you're interested, and yeah, to stay connected.
Awesome. And guys, I'll even link Justin's channel in the description below. And for those of you guys who do not like video, I'm also going to be linking the podcast episode in the description below if you just want to hear it while you're on the go. Justin, I honestly wanted to thank you for coming out here and just delivering value to the Z community. You're a big help. You're a big shout out, and we need more people like you out there because of all of these forex beds and all this information.
For sure.
We need more people like you, man.
For sure. I appreciate it.
100%. All right, well, Z community, thanks for tuning in. This is your boy Tamer Azizz and Justin from Localchannel Trading signing out. Peace, guys.